a while ago I picked up a new to me Surly Pacer. It's all done now, it's fully restored, and I wanted to give you a tour of the bike, but first I'll tell you about how we got there. Good morning everyone, here on my latest bike acquisition. This crusty old steel road bike from 2007 I believe is a Surly Pacer. I'm just pedaling back here in the neighborhood thinking about what I might want to do to it. It has some things I really love. The steel frame for one feels really good. It's just about the perfect size for me. It's a little bit too aggressive in terms of its geometry, the handlebars and the stem. It has really old school road components on it, which are geared and again kind of a preference for old school road bike riding. I think I want to change that as well. It has a carbon fork, which I'm sure was added to soften some of the road vibration, but I think I would prefer if they just had left the original steel fork. There are super skinny tires on it, and that needs to change as well. It's not perfect, but I think I can turn it into a pretty great bike. Mostly it's a new bike project, and I'm really excited about that, having one to tackle again. A little backstory. I used to have a salsa casserole. I really loved it. It was kind of my Swiss Army knife go anywhere bike, but I wanted something that could handle gravel and had disc brakes, so I got a Kona Rove. But it wasn't long before I began missing that road bike again. I built up a Bridgestone bike in honor of my friend Matt that was too big and not quite the right fit for me. I then moved on to a Kona Sutra, which was a really cool bike but had bar end shifters and was a little bit too similar to my Kona Rove to justify keeping both. I got rid of that and got a Salsa Journeyer, but the flat bars and the aluminum frame just weren't for me. You know, when you get that feeling that a bike is just not right. Anyway, you can spend your whole life chasing a feeling or chasing something about a bike, and hopefully I found it here with this Surly Pacer. I'll take you on the journey of the rebuild. So this bar tape has definitely been on here a little while. It smells like a locker room, like old sweat. It's really gross. It's a shame. It was good bar tape, kind of faux leather, and maybe had some cushion back in the day, but right now it's just gross. One vintage Dura Ace derailleur, two vintage Dura Ace derailleurs. Alright, so I've got things mostly stripped down. I'm going to take off the bar and stem here next and get the fork out. These are a little stuck, so I'm going to have to take them into Two Brothers or to the bicycle den. Use some real tools, not just my stuff that I have around here. And we'll go from there. Hey there everyone, happy Canada Day. I'm dealing with a bit of a head cold, but I was able to go into the bike den yesterday, forgot to film. I got the cranks removed on this old frame, popped out the headset cups, and took out the bottom bracket. So I just need to make sure that this is cleaned well enough to start sanding the surface of this frame before I give it some paint. Working at taking off this little cable guide here on the bottom of the Pacer, and notice the serial number here. There's actually a pretty cool way to decipher what Surly model you have, when it was made, even what factory it came from, and I'll try and explain that here. Alright, so when you look at the bottom of the frame, there should be a number stamped into the paint, just like this one. The M is for the factory that it was made in. The M is for Maxway, a factory in Taiwan. There are some Surly frames with a different letter at the front, but essentially that first letter denotes what factory it was built in. The next letter on my frame is a 7, which means it was made in 2007. The 08 is the 8th month, so it was made in August of 2007. And then it's followed by this number here, which is the number of Surly Pacer frames that rolled off the factory floor in August of 2007 leading up to this bike. So kind of an interesting way to get a little bit of history in your bike frame, to get a sense of how unique it is and when it was made. Coming up on, let's see, the 18th birthday of this frame here, August of 2025. It'll turn 18 years old, I think, if I'm doing that math correctly. So we've got the frame stripped down, starting to think about paint and what's going to go back on the frame when it gets painted. I've got a wheel here in the touring stand. It's looking pretty good. I'm just dialing in the last few spokes. This is the hub and spokes that came with the bike, but with a different rim. It actually came with these rims. They're black Bontrager rims. They're not bad rims, but I didn't think that the black matched how the end result of the bike was, that I want to be a bit more of a silver traditional component style. So I taped this vintage Mavic rim to the Bontrager one and transferred spoke by spoke. And fortunately, it looks pretty good. We'll do it again with the front wheel and get it back to where it needs to be to make sure that the wheels are rolling true and smooth and both look good and ride good. Got my Pacer frame cleaned up. One of the things that this frame came with was this Bontrager carbon road fork, an old carbon, nice and light, but not stock to what the Pacer originally had. I was able to find a Pacer fork on Craigslist, bought it and had it sent to me. So I'm gonna be adding this to the frame. Both the frame and the fork will be getting a nice light sanding, and I'll be repainting them. But I think with the steel fork and steel frame, it's going to be a nice riding bike. Looks something like that once it's all done. So I had this idea to put the Surly decals on right over the bare metal and then paint over them and then peel them off and see. Unfortunately, it looks like there's some clear edging around the specific graphic, and I'm not sure how it's going to look when I pull them off. We'll have to go see. I might wind up buying another set to put down over top, but I still think the silver void will look kind of cool. All right, we're here at Two Brothers Bike Shop before it opens today, doing a little bit of work on the Surly Pacer. As you can see, it's got the maple leaf cutout on the front and the Pacer name here. I had to get those graphics cut myself because Surly no longer makes the Pacer decals. I tried to use some Surly decals as stencils for under the paint. That did not go well, so I'm gonna have to order another set of decals, put the Surly brand on the bike. But I'm in the shop today to take care of the bottom bracket. I don't have a bottom bracket tool at home, and we've got one here at the shop, so I'm going to do that quick job here this morning and then get on with my work here today. Those with keen eyes for bike parts might notice that this is a totally different bottom bracket than what came with the bike. This is a Holotech style bottom bracket. It has crank arms that go through here with a sort of a crank axle, different than the old spindle style. This is one of the upgrades that is going on this bike. Nice. Got a few things to catch you up on since we last spoke. I installed the headset over at the bike den, put that on, and the racer on the top of the fork. I put on the cable stops here on the down tube and the rear brake. Next I'm gonna try and tighten up this headset and put on a stem and handlebars that I've got. All right, cruising right along today. I'm gonna put shifters on next. If I can find my tool. I found an old SRAM Force set. I really like SRAM's shifting on my 1x gravel bike, and I thought I'll try 2x shifting on SRAM, an older SRAM Force set. So I pulled off the old Dura Ace that was on this bike. Currently selling it on eBay, and get going with this. Here at work this morning, got a little lull in the action, and so I'm working at getting the cable routed and got the Tour de France. So it's a good day for bikes. So as you can see, I did make a few changes on the bike. It came with an old road SRAM Dura Ace component set, and I swapped that out. Pretty quickly made that decision to change that out for a compact road double. What I found online, my searching, was a fairly affordably priced SRAM Force set, and I'm pretty happy with the gearing ratio on it. Wish maybe it had a little bit more of a climbing gear, but it's working out pretty well. The only change that I had to make was that the front Force caliper wouldn't actually reach, it wasn't long enough reach to reach the front wheel. I swapped out the black Bontrager seat post for this chrome one that I found. I swapped out the stem for a Velo Orange stem and the bars for a slightly wider pair of Salsa cowbell bars. Talked about the wheel build that I did to put the Mavic rims on the original hubs. Something I did not expect to be this tricky was the decals. The Surly decals have been a real mess. They have peeled slightly. I've clear coated over them. They still don't seem to like to attach to the metal flake paint job that I put on them. Since Surly doesn't make Pacer stickers anymore, I actually used the decals from a Midnight Special. I just flipped the record sticker around that has MS on it, and now it says SW. So let's say that's a Surly Weidman collaboration there. Strangely, the Surly chromoly steel sticker works just fine. It's stuck real well. And the Fatties Fit Fine trademark seems to be holding up pretty well. It's just the main Surly logo that's really giving me a problem. I did swap out the original Cane Creek headset for this shiny chrome FSA one to kind of match the whole retro modern chrome look that I was going for. I have WTB Volt saddles on, I've had them on a couple of my bikes, so I found one to go with this bike as well. And I think the Surly S looks pretty good. The head badge spot with the maple leaf behind it that I put there.